Hello everyone, this is Professor Reimer. This video is for my World History class on Wednesday, January 6th and Thursday, January 7th. It is entitled Unit 5, DOL 1, Part A, the Ottoman Empire. In this lesson, we will explain the causes and effects of the rise of the Ottoman Empire by writing a diary entry from the POV point of view of an Ottoman subject. Now, hope you noticed, we're starting a new unit. It's called The Beginning of the Modern Era. So, in this unit, we're going to start to see events in history happen that's going to look very familiar to us. It's going to look, well, modern. And we're going to begin with the Ottoman Empire. So I want you to think about this question. We're going to be studying the Ottoman Empire, which is an example of a gunpowder empire. What might the expression gunpowder empire mean? Pause the video now, answer in your notes. All right. So it might refer to an empire in which people know how to use guns and gunpowder, or to an empire having large supplies of gunpowder, or, and this is my preferred answer, to an empire that uses guns and gunpowder to conquer new lands. Thinking about how the Ottoman Empire rose, they rose because of their knowledge and use of guns and gunpowder to conquer new lands. They established their empire through military force. They were outsiders conquering territories that were not their homes. All right. Speaking of the Ottoman Empire, there they are in orange. Notice their location on the eastern Mediterranean, formerly Greek and Roman territories, formerly the Byzantine Empire, which we're going to talk about today. But they're not the only Muslim empire, not the only gunpowder empire. They're also their mortal enemies, the Safavids to the east in Persia, and the Mughals in what is today India. We are not going to get into them, but just know they're there. All right, so where'd they come from? Well, they came out of the chaos of the Mongolian invasions. They are nomads, meaning they traveled with their animals like the Mongols, and they are constantly going to be looking for pasture lands, very similar to the Mongols, as they spread out of their heartland in Central Asia into what is today Turkey and eventually to Constantinople. Now, as I said, their use of firearms greatly helped them expand. They're going to conquer Constantinople, as we'll see in just a minute, and reach their height in the 16th century. So let's get to that video. There's three questions I want you to consider. Why was Constantinople important? What made Constantinople so difficult to conquer? And how were the Ottoman soldiers able to conquer the city? The video is about 5 minutes long. Think about these as you watch. So why was it important? It's the capital of the Byzantine Empire, but more importantly, it's the location of a very strategic trade route connecting east and west. So it's very, very valuable. Why was it so difficult to conquer? All right, I hope you saw thick walls, very strong walls, the series of defenses, most notably that iron chain crossing the harbor, keeping the boats out. And that was pretty. Did you catch how they were able to conquer the city? They devised these logs that the ships could roll over the chain. In addition, they far outnumbered the Byzantines. You're asking, like, why were the Byzantines so far outnumbered? They had been fighting wars upon wars for centuries, and they'd been recently hit by the plagues. Their strength was greatly diminished. There, if you want to know what exactly or what possibly Mehmed II looked like and not the actor, there you see him. You can pause the video and read some more about him if you'd like. But this is what he said: there must be only one empire, one faith, and one sovereignty, one authority in the world. So there he was. He attacked in 1453, very key, important year there, with 80,000 troops. And how was he able to take the city? He had those huge cannons. Remember, this is a gunpowder empire. So he conquers Constantinople, renames it Istanbul, and it's still called Istanbul today. And, side note, I have been there, and it is a fantastic, beautiful, rich history in that city. And if you ever get a chance, I highly encourage you to go. So there's an artistic representation if you want to pause the video and explore that a little bit more from the Italian artist. But we're running short on time, so I'm going to go right along. All right, so to wrap up, how did they conquer? They had a strong military, far outnumbered. They were adept. They were skilled at using firearms, had huge cannons. They, as we'll see on the maps, they had both sides of the Byzantine Empire taken. They were surrounding essentially the Byzantines, and there it was, far outnumbered. All right, but they didn't just stop there. All right, later sultans push Ottoman rule to Mesopotamia, to Egypt, to Arabia. Remember, those are key sites of Muslim holy cities. They push all the way across North Africa and even in to parts of Europe, especially Eastern Europe, the Balkans, into what is today Romania, and across the Danube into Hungary. And they even laid siege to Vienna, Mozart's hometown, in 1529, where they're pushed back and then defeated at a very key naval battle in 1571. So they threaten Europe, but are not able to move into Central Europe. All right. That last sultan who attacked Hungary, his name is Suleiman the First, or the Magnificent. There you see him there. We'll talk more about him next time, but I just wanted to give you a face to the name. So remember, we're explaining the causes and effects of the rise of the Ottoman Empire. So I thought it'd be good if we look at it visually through a series of maps, thinking again about their capture of Constantinople and how it contributed to their rise to power, and what effects that control of Constantinople had on global trade. So let's go through these series of maps with those two questions in mind. So wait, where are the Ottomans? They're right there in the Anatolian Peninsula. Remember, they're nomads. They're on the fringes of what at the time was the Abbasid Empire, and then remember the Mongols destroyed that empire in the 13th century. So on the fringes, on these lands in the Anatolian Peninsula, but they very soon spread. All right, first by their namesake Osman. So Ottomans are Osmanlis. These are the people of Osman, the first Ottoman. He takes some neighboring nomadic territories in the Anatolian Peninsula, and then their power grows. See, this is what both sides of Constantinople, to the east and to the west. Remember the video I talked about Constantinople being an island. They take Constantinople in 1453. This is Mehmed II. They push in all directions into Europe, into Southwest Asia, into north of the Black Sea. Then here, these are the key conquests of Arabia and in Egypt and in what is today Iraq, into North Africa, and then finally under Suleiman the Magnificent, they complete their conquest. So why was Constantinople so key? It's a strategic location of trade routes connecting east and west, and what it does is it forces Europeans, who remember had reconnected with those trade routes as a result of the Crusades, to begin to look elsewhere for access to the goods from the east, those spices and silks that they had fallen in love with. The Ottomans are going to not shut them out, but Europeans are going to find themselves less interested, less comfortable with trading with peoples from a different religion. So they're going to look elsewhere. And what am I hinting at here? I'm hinting at the age of exploration, in which Europeans go west across the Atlantic looking for new trade routes and bump into the Americas. All right, I'm going to stop this video and finish the lesson in another video. So catch you over in that one. See you there.